Hi, I'm Rowan.
Hi, I'm Zach.
And you're watching episode 3.15 of In the Zone! Today we're going to be discussing the Twilight Zone episode, Equality of Mercy. We're going to spoil the whole thing, so if you don't want to spoil it for you, you can check it out before you watch this.
This episode is significantly less surprising if you know the date, August 6th, 1945.
Because we do open up, and it says August 6th, 1945. As we quickly figure out, this is another War Stinks episode. We're in, World War II time, so we're, in, an American platoon during World War II. It's a terrible set, and they're blowing stuff up. And so there's this guy, the beard guy, who's, arguing with Cattell for most of the episode. Dude, you recognize!
Denton?
No. Denton's too old.
Unfortunate.
But it wasn't a Western-themed episode.
Oh my god, is he like Sykes?
No.
Sykes? No, he's not that guy.
He's not that.
Right episode? No.
No.
No. So it's not Denton. It's not Dust. Execution? Is he the crook in Execution?
Yes, he is! He is upset because it's not clear why. Well, the reason why he's upset, sort of.
It's because war stinks.
No, well, it's sort of different from the reason why he's upset later in the episode. Because here he's like, all we're doing is waking them up, implying that he would rather be killing them, which
I don't know.
Goes against his character for the rest of the episode.
I think what he's saying is they just keep shelling it and they keep doing airstrikes and it's just not working at all.
Oh, I thought he was talking about them specifically. Did he mean the American military?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think he was talking about them because he was like, we keep blowing stuff up, but we just keep them awake.
Yeah,
That's all we're doing.
I don't know.
They're fighting the Japanese soldiers in the Philippines. It was unclear to me in the opening what was going on, but it's not really important, this whole chunk.
Yeah.
So, we fade to black. We come up, and this dude shows up. He is Lieutenant Cattell, and he is taking over the platoon. They tell him, oh, we're trying to get them out of the cave. And then Cattell's like, well, if it hasn't been working, we must go in, we must move in and wipe them out. They don't want to. And we learn that Cattell is mean man. Because he's like, oh, you're laying down when you talk to an officer, you gotta stand up and be respectful.
This goes on.
Take off your hat, young man.
Yeah, a little too long.
Oh, it goes on for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, basically we learn in this whole first half that it's I want to kill. And it's not super padded, but there's quite a bit of padding.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's we get it, and it's not really moving forward. We just understand the character, we get it. It's just, I mean, the whole, episode could be summed up in, 2 sentences. So, it's sort of hard to stretch that out.
Me and a man who wants death, but decides he does not.
Yes. He's like, you always have to be obedient, follow my directions. And then he talks with, the dude, Calarosa or whatever, the guy from Execution. They have a conflict. It goes on for a while. Watkins, the guy who is, laying down, a cool guy, but Cattell doesn't like that. Watkins is we've seen lots of dead dudes, so we'll do the killing, but don't ask us to stand up and cheer. It's very surly. So then night comes, they're putting some mud on their faces. There's more conflict. I.e. padding, I wrote down. So, it's pretty boring because it's not moving forward. So, they talk, the guy's like, you're a chicken. And then sort of, Albert Salmi, who's the actor, he analyzes Cattell. He's like, oh, you're insecure, you're trying to prove your manhood. This exchange is pretty interesting. At some point, he's like, oh, you want us to kill them, but they're still men, you gotta remember that. But then he's like, they're the enemy. I don't care who they are, where they are. If they're the enemy, they're gonna get it. He's like, whoops, got my binoculars, better go pick them up. But then, a Japanese man picks them up. What? And then we see Cattell, same actor, but he's in yellowface. He's, supposed to be Japanese now.
This is bad. Don't do it.
It's such a bad idea. Because it accomplishes the opposite of what it's trying to do. It has the opposite effect.
Alright, it's time for everyone's favorite episode, Salvage Team.
Yay!
Skip the yellowface, skip the accent. Just have everyone, pretend that he's supposed to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's nothing weird.
That would have been so much better. Oh no. This is
It's
where
like-
the episode takes a turn
it's
from
true.
padded to oh no.
The yellowface and the accent are so unnecessary. It's like, get it. If they're not like trying to shoot at him, then we would understand that he's supposed to be Japanese. But it's like, the whole message of the episode is like, everyone is human. Don't be nice. Don't be mean. But then this is just like, it's just so, it's so well intentioned, but it's just so wrong. He's in the Japanese military now. This is the Twilight Zone part. And so he like runs away because he's like, uh-oh, I'm not supposed to be here. And then he almost gets shot, but then he's almost getting shot by an American. Weird. Fade
Oh,
black.
is the American?
No.
I thought it was the sergeant.
I don't think it's someone that we've seen before. If it was, we probably would have gotten a nice close-up on him. He goes back to, like, where he was, and this guy's like, oh, Lieutenant Tamuri, oh, you were so brave to go up and just run up there for no reason and almost get shot. That was so brave. And then he was like, you avoided the Americans. And then he's like, Americans? And then he's confused, obviously. And, oh boy, his accent is really, it's really great. It's really,
not the word I would have used.
it's really spot on. It's really, well, it's a really good idea also. He's like, when is it? Where are we? It's like, it's May 4th, 1942. Catal is like, no, it's August.
And they're like, are you ill?
Yeah, it's like, oh, maybe you have a slight touch of malaria. The other guy, yeah, he's like, oh, are you sick or something? Are you too sick to go with us? We're about to shoot some people. You want to come along? Or if you're sick, then, you can stay back. But then he's like, yeah, I'm sick. So he'll remain there. And then he's like, my name is Nanyamori! But it's like, oh, never mind, I'm alright. I just had a fever.
A feverish moment.
A feverish moment, yeah. So here's the thing. Why would they make it a different year? Wouldn't it have been more interesting if they were in the cave?
I mean, that's another way to do it.
And then he, like, sees himself over on the other side. Wouldn't that have been more interesting? Like, it's
Maybe.
directly putting yourself in their shoes.
No, but then
rather than,
you
like,
would need
almost...
another set. That was
Oh,
why they didn't
good
do that.
point. Sorry, forgot about that. So this guy comes out and he's describing the plans. Yamuri is like, what? They're wounded Americans. Why are we going to shoot them? And the guy's like, no surrender, no compassion. We must destroy the enemy. It's
enemy, kill enemy bad, kill enemy.
Very subtle.
It's like
It's a role reversal. This was probably great for Rod. Just copy and paste like the first
Yeah.
half. Yeah, worked out well for him. Now I understand why they did 1942 rather than 1945. Because if you're in the cave in 1945, we're not like, let's go out there. They argue, and then the mean man slaps the other mean man. Cattell is the one who gets slapped, Yamori. So then everyone leaves to attack the Americans, and he's like, I will deal with you later when we return. And then Cattell is like repeating Albert Salmi's question from earlier. He's like, how many men you have to kill to get satisfied? And then the Japanese guy gives the same answer. That Cattell
I have
gave.
to kill all.
Cattell picks up the binoculars, and then he's back in the other side. What? Back to normal. And he's like, something happened. Then they get a call, oh, the atomic bomb was dropped, oh, the war is over. And then there's the worst awful sound effects in the background, like, Yahoo!
Oh.
Yahoo! Yahoo! Yahoo!
Yahoo!
It's the worst. They're like weird horse noises that are supposed to pass for human celebration. Just hear over and over. It's like really eerie. So then they can all retreat. Yahoo! So then Cattell is freaking out, and then Albert Salmi's like, I know you're sad you didn't get to kill him, but there'll be more wars, more people to kill, and he's like, I hope not.
Profound.
Indeed. That's the end. The ending I thought was messed up, because I thought it was going to be like, and this is having already seen the episode, I forgot what happened at the end. So I thought what was going to happen was he would be like, oh, never mind, don't go in the cave. But then here it's like, oh, never mind, we don't have to, so your opinion doesn't even matter, Cattell, we're all gonna leave. He's like, well, if I had an option, I would decide to do the right thing. It's sort of an unsatisfying ending. Because he says that he would have done the right thing, but we don't actually know. So what do you think of the quality of Mercy?
A low quality of Mercy.
Ah!
I'm mad, right? Because it was like not a terrible War Sucks episode, and it was shaping out to be like kind of.
It's
decent.
sort of interesting.
Yeah, but why? Why? What possessed you to be like, let's do Yellowface and make
It's
him have
so
an accent?
interesting. Over and over you see it in the Twilight Zone. Rod Serling, like, is always, like, being, like, really ahead of his time in many ways and doing the right thing. But then in other things he's like, oh yeah, we'll just put some yellow paint on him. Yeah, that'll work. It's like, what? So the story by itself, I mean, I was mean, but now I'm nice. I don't know, it's alright. It's
Not
pretty
awful.
interesting. Yeah, it's sort of interesting when it's like the role reversal. Yeah, it's sort of interesting. It's not great, but, you know, it's fine. Padding is there. There's some of it.
I mean, the thing about the episode that makes it a little bit worse than it could have otherwise been is that it contains some padding. So there is padding in the episode, and the padding in the episode makes the episode bad. Padding is not a good thing to have in an episode, and this episode certainly has quite a bit of padding. You should probably avoid padding in an episode.
But you know what else this episode has?
Padding.
Yes. I also sort of found that there was some padding that they had.
Really?
They sort of padded the episode to make it longer. So they padded it.
Are you sure that there is padding?
Yes, there's padding.
Really? How much padding?
It's quite a bit of padding.
What do you suppose that there's padding?
Yes.
If there was padding in this episode, would it be there?
Yes, definitely. It's like a 2-sentence summary, so you really have to stretch it out like, he's mean man. Stretch that out. Oh, he's the other guy's mean man. Stretch that out, etc. Acting, fine. Great accent, obviously. That was some good stuff.
Brilliant. There's a good message and there's a clear message.
Yeah.
And there's a message that didn't require a fake accent and yellowface.
Yes, it's true.
3, 2, 1, 4!
I think this is one of the first times when we said the same number at the same time.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone in the Zone history.
You're witnessing it right here.
So, not a great episode, but hopefully the next episode we discuss will be better. That'll be Nothing in the Dark. See you then.